Hi, I'm Don Pinkert.
I'm Jocelyn Pinkert, and we're owners of Hidden History DFW Tours.
Dallas was founded in 1841. The first verifiable account of an African American coming to Dallas was in 1842.
We had our own way of caring for our own and prospering for our own.
They had their own hotels, in some instances, grocery stores, of course the barber shops, the beauty shops, the attorneys' offices, and those types of things. By that time, early 1920s, the St. Thomas area had become known as the Harlem of the South. The 10th Street Historical District in Oak Cliff was a primary settlement for African Americans. An area south of downtown called Joppy, Little Egypt north of downtown. All of these were communities where African Americans lived, and only African Americans lived. Basically, we follow the migration pattern of African Americans in Dallas for their first 120-year existence in the city. And we do that through various communities, various landmarks, State Fair of Texas, Deep Ellum. We visit historic churches. We visit historic buildings. We visit historic communities. We try to cover it all in a 3-hour time period.
You are now standing in the middle of Negro Park number 1. They purchased this land from the African Americans who came to this community to create this park, and the city of Dallas took it over, and we'll let you take pictures and look at the monument, in 1913.
The first 2 years in operation, we had over 1,000 people to take our tour. Last year we did somewhere between 20 and 25 tours. This year we'll probably do somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 40, 50, with a possible 60 tours. Due to the fact that different media outlets have reached out to us, it's really expanded the footprint of people who take our tours. We really try to attract all types of groups. We do school groups, we do social groups, we do church groups, we do family reunions. We have music, we have contests. So it's not just look out the window to the right and that kind of thing.
When I provide the information, when we provide the information about the history of Dallas, and then our clients on the tour said they have never heard about this, they have been here all their life, why don't we hear more about this? That's the joy I get.
This is stuff that you need to know. Journal Order number 3 is what freed the slaves here in Texas. The Emancipation Proclamation had no meaning here. Journal Order number 3, read on Ashton Villa by General Gordon Granger, is what freed those slaves.
I think this is a great service to our city and community.
This arch is a representation of the Middle Passage.
I think that we have done an extremely good job putting this tour together, and I think it is a great representation of the city of Dallas from an African American perspective. Not only for local people, but also I think it exposes us to a much, much larger landscape in terms of people from all over the country.
The tour that I took was amazing. Not being a native of Texas and or Dallas, it gave me a different perspective and a different insight into what has been going on in the city of Dallas, Texas, and the history behind it all.
I've lived in Dallas for 35 years, and there were so many things that I heard about today that I'd never heard of, or a couple things I'd heard about but I'd never actually visited, so it was just really, really informative.
If you really want to understand the history of blacks, the history of African Americans, I think going through the tour is one of the best things you can do, because you actually get a feel of what people went through and how history was made in the process as well.